joined class 2, and I will double check that link, and hopefully we'll get that get you started. But welcome to class 2. We talked about the pillars of success a little bit last week, and we're going to continue on that. Since you didn't get a chance to listen to the call, we'll skip the part about maybe you can post later this week when you hear the call to take a moment and just post to the team page something you really liked. Okay?
Okay.
And did you get a chance to use your tools at all this week? Get a chance to do any cooking?
Oh, no, I didn't cook at all this week.
Okay.
Did you say to use my stuff? Yeah, I honestly didn't cook at all.
Okay. Well, maybe this.
I made breakfast this morning, but it was on a waffle maker that we have. So
okay.
that doesn't count.
Okay.
I used my skinny scrapers.
Okay, well, that counts. That counts.
Oh, and my mix and pour, or not the mix and pour, the batter bowl. I used those.
Mm-hmm. How do you like the batter bowl?
Oh, I love those.
Now, you know it can go oven safe and microwave safe and freezer safe.
Right.
Okay.
We have 3 of them, I believe.
Awesome.
2 of the small and then the big.
Okay.
So we love them because we stocked up on them so that sometimes whenever I'm cooking things, I need more than one.
Okay.
So I always made sure that we had more than one on hand.
And that's something you can share with people, you know? You love them so much, you've got more than one.
Yep.
And that's all about what we're all about, sharing the tips and ideas. You know, you'll be able to share them with people when you're out and about, or if you actually do any cooking shows too. Definitely share those tips and ideas. Even when you go to the grocery store, go prepared with either a recipe card or a mini catalog and your drawing slips that you can actually get their information whenever you hand them something. You want to make sure you've got the option of getting their information. And you can tell them you'll include them in your newsletter with recipes and tips. And you could even say you do a drawing once a month with people that you meet out and about. And you can always give away a season's best or a free show if you want to get some cooking shows on the calendar. So once you're so excited about your products and you get passionate, it's natural to talk about bookings and prospecting next, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're all about sharing. I know about how about whenever you go to a favorite restaurant or have a book, it's always easy to share those. It's easy to share what you're excited about once you get to know more about it. So you've got products that will change people's lives, and families who eat together, I can't express it enough, have children who do better on their SATs. They have better interviewing skills, are less promiscuous, they're less apt to do drugs or smoke or drink, all because they interview. That's where we build our relationships. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's true. My 2 boys are grown now, but they definitely did well in school, conscientious, because we even if you just do it 2 or 3 nights a week, that's fine. That makes a big difference. So when you know information like that, it's hard not to share what you do know. How does it make you feel to know that you're having an impact on future generations just by going to work?
Right.
I want to, somebody's having trouble logging on. I'm going to try the phone number, because there's a phone number that you can use to come. You don't have to necessarily be on the computer. I know we always share like favorite restaurants or a movie or anything like that. Those are always things that we do share. So, and they're not Pampered Chef statistics. I can't even remember where I heard that from, but we'll go on to the next slide. So it's easy to share when you're out and about. I don't know if you've got any PC logo wear yet, or if you've got any kind of a bag that you can have. Even if you have a bag that has a catalog sticking out of it, if you don't have any logo wear yet, or a PC tip, have a catalog sticking out where, you can always make a fake name tag.
Hello.
Hello, Nadine.
Hello, Priscilla.
Yes. We're just.
Wow, this has been hard to log in. I just ended up trying the phone.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I got you.
Online with us, and we're just getting started. I've got it recording, and we were just talking about sharing when out and about. I'll run through real quick here. This is class 2. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the phone call from class 1 or not yet. Have you done that?
No, I wasn't able to log into that either. I must be having some technical difficulties.
Okay, well, let me check on, I got to check on that link and see what's going on with that.
Okay.
And the key is to know your products. And you learn your products just by using them. You learn about your products through the catalog, has a ton of information. And there are product videos online too. You know, all kinds of product video training for us. So we've got a product that will help and Nadine's a teacher, so she knows all about families who eat together. Kids are less likely to get in trouble. So we talked about that a little bit, and kind of gives you goosebumps when you think about it. You know, we do have something that will change people's lives and will help families. So if you're strong, if you feel strongly about that and you're passionate about that, it's going to help you feel better about sharing with others when you're out and about. And whether it's wearing logo wear or having a PC tote, or if you don't have those things yet, just have a catalog sticking out of a bag. It gives you the opportunity to talk to people. You know, the Pampered Chef notebook, the Season's Best notebook, I take that into stores with me, you know, because I'm trying to find the ingredients to recipes that are in there. And say you're in the brownie aisle, you carry the Naughty Brownie recipe cards, and I think they're online. You can get those fairly cheap. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, people are going to think I'm crazy, right? But
no.
You want to talk. You want to get outside your immediate circle. That's going to help you get more bookings. That's going to help you meet other people. And I mean, it is getting out of your comfort zone. But that's when you stretch yourself. That's when good things are going to happen. But be prepared, like I said, the survey slip, carry it with you as well. Get their information when you give them information. So make sure that you can give a recipe card away right then and there if you want, but make sure your information's on it. Okay. Now, I'm not crazy, maybe a little bit, but but anywhere there are people, there are those who eat, right? So I don't know if you've ever struggled with dinner before Pampered Chef. If you've struggled with some of the tools that you had in your kitchen, I know I've gotten rid of everything I was given for wedding presents. If you've struggled with the different tools to use to make dinner, or you stared at your cabinet or your fridge hoping that something would just jump out at you for dinner, I don't know if you've ever thought this way, but do you think other people think the same way or have the same issues?
Oh, yeah.
They generally
absolutely.
Like, what's for dinner? So if you're if you're not sharing and you're not telling people about the things that you can offer them, you're being selfish. So think of it that way. It's, if you're not sharing, you're being selfish. And we don't have a selfish team. You know, we want to be a sharing team. So what do you say? I mean, you could just ask them a question. Hi, is this a good brownie mix brand? You know, and tell them I'm making this recipe tonight to try out. And you can show them the card, or you can show them the Season's Best, or whatever it is you're carrying with you. Do you think it's a good brand? Ask them their opinion. People love to be asked their opinion for things. And then you can ask them, have you ever heard of Pampered Chef? You know what you usually hear is, oh, I love Pampered Chef. So then you can say, well, when's the last time you've been to a party? Would you like a new product flyer? And generally they will say yes. I think 99% of the time they'll say yes. I don't know that I've ever gotten, that many no's. And if you get a no, it's no big deal. We look at no's differently. You look at no's as getting closer to the next yes. But if you don't ask and you don't talk to them, what's the answer there? It's already a no. So that's why we think about, get outside your comfort zone and ask and talk to them, because chances are you might gain a new customer or a friend even. But get their information. Just say, I'd love to follow up with you to see what you think about the new products. Can I get your information? And I have posted stickers that I have made up that I just stick to the front. I've handed them out at some of our meetings, team trainings, and but the survey slips work well too. So use your survey drawing slip, and then just say, great, can I call you tomorrow? And you must call within 24 to 48 hours, because you may as well just throw it away, because people lose interest, 10% interest every day, and even more when they've only just met you instead of at a party. If they meet you at a party, it'll take a little longer to lose interest, but if you just meet them at the grocery store or at a game or a function or an event, you want to make sure you follow up within 24 to 48 hours. And people, it's amazing how willing they are to give you their information when you have something to offer them.
Right.
And we talked about, you can offer a drawing once a month if you want, for people to be out and about. So in the checkout line, you might say, I can't wait to try these brownies at home. Don't they look amazing? She asks about them. You say, have you heard of Pampered Chef? And they usually say, oh, I love the Pampered Chef. When's the last time you've seen a catalog? Here's a copy of our latest products. And you've got the new product mini catalogs that you can use. And like now, it's the popcorn maker. It's the spiralizers in the new mini catalog. The spiralizers, such a popular product. Just tell them it's taking the noodle world by storm. Everybody's loving that whipped cream maker. How about making whipped cream in 30 seconds or less? And that's a good place to talk to people too, in the dairy aisle. Whenever you see, if anybody's getting anything in the dairy aisle, just say, oh, I can't wait to make this whipped cream at home. 30 seconds, and I can make it flavored any way I want. Much better than Cool Whip. And then ask again, can you get their information? And thank them. Great, thanks so much. Now, if they really get excited about the products, then ask them if they'd like to have a party of their own and get them all for free. It truly is that easy. Sharing is just caring about people around you and having a conversation. When you start seeing it as a service instead of a chore, it will become much more fun and easy for you to do. So that's prospecting. Prospecting when you're out and about is nothing more than a friendly conversation. You've got to just forget about yourself completely. You're thinking about others. You also want to be prepared when someone asks you, what do you do? You don't want to be fumbling around coming up with the words that describe what you do. Have you heard about the 20-second commercial?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think we actually used to call it the 30-second commercial, but you can do it in 20 seconds. Basically, it's a few words that tells people what you do when they ask. And I've got some samples here for you. You can say, I help create mealtime memories with quality tools and tasty recipes. Or I show busy families how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. Or I help people realize that cooking can be fun when they have the right tools. Or I help people discover their inner Rachel Ray. All of these are designed for people to then ask you more questions. They ask what you do. And it's going to make them want to delve a little bit deeper. What do you do? Oh, I'm with the Pampered Chef. Have you heard of the Pampered Chef? And like I said, response 99% of the time is, oh, I love the Pampered Chef. Go on to our next slide here. Aren't you glad you're not a lawyer? No one ever says, oh, I love lawyers. So now that we've prospected all over, giving you some ideas for prospecting, let's talk about bookings at your shows. Bookings are the absolute heart of your business. That's going to give you future business. And the magic number is 2. You never want to close a party without 2 bookings. And even better, book 2 cooking shows and 1 catalog show would even be better. Now, Lori, are you wanting to just do catalog parties, or do you want to get into cooking shows?
No, I just want to do the catalog or the Facebook
Okay.
party.
You can do the same. You can do the same thing with your Facebook parties, your virtual parties. You always have to plan. I do post my party, and I have a template, and I use the same template all month long, and I just adjust it from month to month with the specials. But it's something I can share if you get in. I mean, if you get into, I'll invite you to a party, but you can get into. You can do a 10-day party, or you can do a 1-hour Facebook party. And the 10-day party might be what's best for you. You can pre-schedule posts, but you always have to have booking seeds in your Facebook or catalog parties as well. If you're just doing catalog, you have to instruct and host coach the host to ask her friends if they'd like to have their own party, letting her know that she will get something for half off when that other person does their party. So it's definitely possible to get bookings. You can get 2 bookings from a catalog show. I actually had a Facebook party here this summer that actually got 3 or 4 bookings from it. And the key is to host coach your host to be excited, and the host coach her to ask, because they generally don't think of asking. Have you ever come away from a host and say, did anybody want to book a party from you? And they'll generally say, oh, nobody said anything. The thing is, they never asked either. Okay. So they expect people to say to them, oh, I'd like to have a party, but that doesn't always happen. You always want to have at least one party to replace the one you just did. And you want to have another show on your calendar to grow your business. For me, I'm doing some more virtual catalog parties, but the virtual catalog parties, I met people out at Chicago that have done nothing but virtual parties, and their businesses are just booming. In fact, they promoted up to executive director in a matter of 2 years, just doing nothing but virtual parties.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
One did it in 3 years. The other lady did it in 2 years. And it has that's all they're doing is virtual parties. Now, the one lady, since she's promoted to executive director, she's actually now starting to do cooking shows. But I think the other lady's still just doing virtual parties.
Wow. It's
unreal, huh?
Yes.
But
I haven't had luck with virtual parties, so
that's
good. I'm glad somebody is.
Well, the key is in the host coaching, and the key is to have an excited host. You've got to coach your host for a party just like you do for a cooking party. Okay, you give them the same tips. It's all a matter of numbers of orders, the number of people to invite, getting that the host has to do the work for you, where she's asking them if they'd like to have a party. And then it's also too in the follow-up, you get their information when you take their orders, you get their emails and phone numbers. You follow up with the people at the catalog party and ask yourself, you can follow up a week or so after they've got their products, ask if they've got them out of the box yet. And you can just say, I'm just making an out of the box call. Ask if they've got them out of the box, if they're enjoying them, and how would they like to get some, how would they like to get some more for free? So you can also follow up with all of those. Now, Marcelle, she posted on our team page, she sent notes out to, and I think she might have sent, she sent the mini catalog too, but she sent notes out to everybody who booked, who ordered from this catalog show that she just had. And it will be better if she does follow up on the phone call too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that'll be good.
Yeah, it works. I've been doing, all last year, that's all I did last year was catalog parties, because my husband was sick and I stayed with him. So I did catalog and Facebook parties all year long, pretty much. I didn't do very many cooking shows till later in the year. So it is doable. Still earned a trip. So things that you need to do, and we've already discussed some of this, you need to host coach effectively. And we're going to talk more on host coaching next week as well.
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing the cooking shows, you need to show up on time. And this might be moot to you, Lori, since you want to just do cooking shows. But the key is you want to be respectful of your host as well. Anytime you talk to her or set a time to talk to her. If you're at a party, you want to make sure your dishes are clean. You make sure you're appropriately dressed. Make sure you smell good. I mean, if you've got little fur babies at home, sometimes, if they crawl over your clothes, you might not smell so hot. So I don't know. I haven't had a problem with that. But you do talk about the high-priced products. So if you are posting to Facebook, you talk about the high-priced products to create desire beyond the budget of the people that you're talking to. So, so that's one thing. You want to make sure the higher price products, because that's where you get your bookings from, people wanting more than what they can afford. And you always make your host feel special and appreciated. And I do the same thing on Facebook parties. You can make your host feel special and appreciated. That's a post you can do. You can have people introduce themselves, how they know the host, and say something nice about the host. You can do that on a Facebook post. I haven't done that one for a while. I need to do that. Go back to that. Definitely go over your bookings, and you'll be doing that in your host coaching. But at your cooking shows, which Nadine does cooking shows, you do mention bookings several times throughout the demo, and then also in your closing. And then actually the station cards actually have booking lines built right in. Use the survey slip, and that's something you can do, Lori, is you can make a Google form survey slip. If you're doing Facebook parties, you can have a link in the party for people to go on and fill out the survey slip online.
Okay.
And then
you said make with a Google form?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I have if you go on any of my parties, I have a link to one. It's mine, and I just basically took somebody else's and then made my own form. So I have my own link for my document for people to fill out. So yeah, so it's pretty easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it, believe me. And then you can just jokingly say, hey, tell them to check yes to everything. Okay. At checkout, you're going to talk to every single guest. What did they have a good time? What did they like about the party? And be prepared to handle objections. And if they say no, just say, is that no, not now, or no, not ever? And that's the same thing with anything, even when you're following up with people. When they say no, just ask them if it's no, not now, or no, not ever, because sometimes it's just timing. And then keep track of those leads for future. If they say no to a cooking show, ask if they'd like to do the virtual party or catalog party. I always do that, so I get a lot of catalog parties that way. And then you can always ask for a referral of someone who would want to do a party. And that goes along with your customer care calls too. So if you're following up with your catalog orders from your catalog parties, you can ask them if they have asked for referrals. And we've already talked about turning your host into a booking agent for you. 50% off items for future. What host isn't going to want to take advantage of that? That's one of the reasons you can get shows booked from your catalog parties, because the host wants more for half off. And you can also offer an incentive to guests or the host to book, such as when the host gets 3 bookings, she gets a prize in the bag. Or when you book, I've done this at parties. If I want to get a spot filled, I'd say, if you book your party tonight, I'll bring the ingredients for the molten chocolate lava cake. And
when you say that, Priscilla, when you say the 50% off, is that what they're calling the future party pick?
That's what they call the future party pick. Yes.
Okay.
50% off items, and she gets one at every party that books off of her. So when you let them know that,
every party
okay. Every party that would book off your host, she gets a half price item. So if 3 people book off of her, 3 at each of those parties, she gets a half price item plus 10% on anything else.
Okay.
And that can even be a cookware set half off, you know, or the grill pan dinner set half off. It doesn't matter what it is. She can get half off of anything at the parties that book.
Okay.
Okay? That's your future party pick.
Yep.
The party has to reach 200 before you can actually put the future
That kicks
party
in.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, and continue to learn more about your products when you're doing the demo to create interest in purchasing or booking. Smile a lot, have fun, and smile when you get on the phone too to talk to people, because they can hear that smile come through your voice.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to book a show with an Eeyore, but they will book with a Tigger. And always know what your next available dates are on your calendar, and then you can book them right then and there. It's easier to do that than it is to try to follow up and play phone tag later on. So at the party, you want to book at your party. That's much better than trying to follow up later on. The same thing with your catalog show host. You can actually post things about bookings on the Facebook page or the Facebook event. You know, dates that you have available. And these virtual consultants, they usually start their parties on certain days of the week, and they always end them on certain days of the week. So you can do the same thing. They have their schedules fixed the way they do their parties. So they know that they can start their hostess's party on the 17th, you know, if they start their shows on Mondays. Some consultants start their shows on Wednesdays for 10-day parties. That way they get 2 Fridays in there, and they figure they'll hit paydays for people. Little tips.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, little tips. So I will do mine midweek. I'll start them midweek. They go for 10 days. That way we have 2 Fridays covered. So just a little bit of a tip, especially for your Facebook parties. So like I said, if you can actually give them a date. If they say, oh, I got to check with so-and-so, give them a date. Tell them to check with the friends that they want there, that they really absolutely want at their party. And if it doesn't work, to let you know within 2 days. And if you don't hear from them, you need to call. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, tell them to contact you as soon as they pick their date. If they don't contact you within 2 days, you can send a group text. You can group text the potential and the current host at the same time to follow up. But you know, that way it's a little sneaky, but it also gets the host encouraging the other person to get their party booked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to start saying on the way to every party, and you can say this about your catalog parties too. I will get, Nadine, you want to say, I will get 2 cooking and 1 catalog shows today. I'm a booking magnet. Everybody wants to book a party with me. Stop saying I wish, start saying I will. Same thing with your virtual parties. I'm getting 2 catalog parties booked from this catalog party. Everybody wants to have a party. It's the best time of year to have a party right now because of people are really thinking about the baking and the holiday gift buying. I mean, every party I've done this month, people are buying Christmas gifts already. So,
right.
And they're loving the kids set, the microwave popcorn maker, and the whipped cream maker, and the emoji cookie cutters. Those are probably the top sellers. And the pizza set today too. I mean, the pizza set's another thing. So instead of saying impossible, you're going to tell yourself it's possible. And I'm all about affirmations. You know, I ask everyone and judge no one. That's an affirmation you can tell yourself. I ask everyone and I judge no one. I'm a booking magnet. People want to have parties with me. You know, it's easy. It's easy to do my job. You know, just do that. Last week we talked about the belief system. I did challenge you to strengthen your system so much that your belief in our 3 opportunities exudes from you. So the opportunity to purchase from you, the opportunity to book a show with you, the opportunity to join one of the fastest growing teams in the East. When you wake up the first thing in the morning, you should be thinking, whose life will I change today? Because we can change lives. And the more you believe, the more passionate you will become. So this week, I want you to look at your passion behind the company's booking opportunity. You've got to believe that we have the best thing ever and be so completely passionate about it that you can't help booking a ton of parties. Are you passionate about your parties? Are you passionate about the products? Can they tell that you're in love with your products? And this is going to help you, Lori, when you're out and about. If you love the products, it's going to exude from you. Can they tell when you talk about booking a party how much fun it's going to be and how crazy they'd be not to have one? And it really would be crazy not to have one. We've got the best post benefits, I think, of all the companies direct sales companies out there. That's what I hear from all of my customers. We've got the best. Where else can you get?
Mm-hmm.
An average show is $115. You get an average show is $600, $115 free, 3 half price items. 3 half price items there? Yeah, 3. They get the 25% discount unlimited, and they get a 10% discount for a year. So paint a picture so clear that they will have, they'll have to have a party. You can also paint a picture about the opportunity that they want to join you and doing it with you. So here we go again. Answer yes or no honestly, and you can answer to yourself, I love Pampered Chef. I mean, I love what it's done for my family. I've loved that I still have it. Are you passionate about your products? Are you passionate about booking shows? Are you passionate about sharing the business opportunity with others? Especially this time of year, people want holiday money. You can hire people seasonally. They can be seasonal workers for Pampered Chef instead of a seasonal worker at a retail store where they may get 3 or 4 hours a day and drive, who knows where, and, for part-time pay, because they can make good money with Pampered Chef. But whether you are or not passionate, it does show. If you don't feel passionate, ways to find your passion, training events, the Pampered Chef University, watch the YouTube videos online. There's tons of YouTube videos. Play with your tools at home. These are just things that we discussed last week. Attend your team meetings, listen to training calls, find a buddy. You guys can team up, or I'm here for you too, to be held accountable for following through and sharing, this week. Fairs, there's tons of craft bazaars out there, and fairs and booths to work, so you can hear about how much everyone loves Pampered Chef. I find that most vendor events I do, people always flock to the Pampered Chef table. So that's
good.
It is. I mean, it's good. There's tons of events out there right now. So I do want you to be aware of that. And I know you've got a fundraiser event coming up in November, right, Nadine?
Yes, I have 1 running right now, and then I have 2 in November.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's another thing to offer, Lori, the fundraisers. And I know you're already got one in the possible works for November too yourself, right? A fundraiser. But you can share fundraisers with any kind of group, whether it be a school group, youth group, cheerleaders, basketball teams, Relay for Life teams, any of those. Okay? Any questions?
Okay.
Any questions?
Not right now.
Okay. Homework this week, and I'll have to see if this works. But you should be able to Google Susan Warshay and Missy Iltz. They're both top sellers in the company. Your homework this week is to listen to Abundant Bookings with both of them. It's under Peace University. What's that?
I was going to say, could you spell their names for me?
Yes, Susan Warshay is Warshay.
Warshy. Okay.
AY. Warshay.
All right.
And then Missy Iltz, and her last name is EILTS. But if you go to Pampered Chef University and then click on bookings and peer sharing, you will find the audio on their booking thing, okay? And then I'm going to I'll send this out in an email too. And I'll check the link on the last week's homework, and I'll check the link on this one too to make sure they're still both working, okay? I apologize for that. So then Yeah, think about how many shows you want to book this week. I do challenge you both to do how many out and about contacts will you commit to this week?
I'm gonna start out small.
Okay, you gotta start somewhere.
Work my way into it. I will go for 1 or 2 this week.
1 or 2, okay. You don't want to think big? What's the worst that can happen? You land in the stars, shoot for the moon, land for the stars. But 1 or 2, okay. Got you down for 1 or 2. What about you, Nadine?
I think I was going to shoot for 2.
Okay. You know, they do say 3 contacts a day will help you grow your business too. 3, 2, 1.
Right.
3, yeah. And then listen to the recordings and then follow up with me sometime this week with what you've done. Okay, before by Friday, just let me know what you've done, how many bookings you may have gotten. If you have any parties going on now, what were your sales? Anything you're having trouble with, and any brags. I want you to just share that with me, okay? And you can share that with me by Friday. And I'm going to go ahead and post this to an email and send it out. I thank you both for being on here tonight. And I really do hope it's going to be a big help to you. I'm going to also upload this to YouTube, so the recording will be there, as well as the recording from last week is there as well, okay?
All right.